Hey there, it is I, Jillian, the Conscious Cougar, and it is so awesome to be back. I have something so exciting to share with you. So exciting. Oh, why did I say the Conscious Cougar? Unless you're on my YouTube channel, you don't know that I'm the Conscious Cougar. That's okay. I'm also an author, and here's my latest. My Sweetly Haunted Life. How to use your natural medium abilities to reconnect with your loved ones on the other side. True story. So I have a really sweet time to share with you with my mom. When I first set out to write this book, I rattled off, and I explain in the video that I'm about to share with you when that happened and how that happened. And I just basically took out my phone and rattled off all these times and situations where I was encountering my dad after he had left his body, and so it was basically about me and how many sightings I had had with my so not dead dad. But then, as I'm sharing them with my mom, she's sharing back with me, and so I love that she became such a big part of the book, and I love that she's not metaphysical like me, and so you're going to hear that in this interview. And I don't mean to be tough on my mom anywhere, but it was a little surprising to get that, she didn't really grasp some of the biggest parts. One of the biggest parts that I'm trying to convey in this book is that we are literally eternal spirit beings having a temporary human experience. That human is something we do. Spirit being is what we are. So there's that. And it's huge though. And I realized after this interview with my mom that part does take a minute to fully assimilate and understand. But I'm just so excited right now. I'm so excited to launch into the book reviews. Not reviews, oh my God. That was so very narcissistic. But I'm so excited to do book signings. I want to do book signings. I want to talk to people. I want to talk to you. I want to know about your experiences with your loved ones. As I talk about it on places like Facebook and stuff like that, folks are responding back to me and letting me know that I'm not the only one. And so I'm glad I wrote this. But so now what I'm looking forward to sharing is in my new school. The book does talk about the website. Gotta tell you, it's not completed yet. So I'm a little bit jumping the gun. But yeah, I've started Stargate Adventure, which used to be a tour company, is now a metaphysical learning academy. And the website is almost done. We're just working on a couple of little teeny weeny details, the hard stuff at the end. But yeah, it'll be ready in a couple weeks. But so I want to share this with you. Let's get into it. And before I go any further and edit this, bringing that other piece on, please subscribe if you haven't already, if this is YouTube, and press the like button. By doing that, YouTube will help, circulate this so other people who may need it can experience it too. All right, here we go. Enjoy my mom. Hello, my mom.
Hi, Jillian.
So, I wanted to talk to you about your experience with Dad, but it's mainly the book.
Interesting.
Yeah, so she had not, she didn't know what I was writing about really exactly, especially the parts about her, until she heard the book. Am I right?
That's right.
And I pulled one on her. Yeah, because every time she would share stuff with me, I'd be like, oh, okay, I got to add this to the book. And so in the book, I describe you as not really a metaphysical person. I describe you as your regular, normal Christian woman. And I went on to say that your perception of the afterlife was kind of a vaguish, heaven-esque, pearly gates-ish kind of thing. Am I right?
That's right. That's what I brought up.
Okay. So when you read it, I was accurate. Okay. So I'm the one who's, that archway behind us there, that's, I wonder if I can pick up the, okay, yeah, you see the floor there? That's where the footsteps happened. So we would hear the footsteps from the bedroom coming this way, going into the kitchen. And those would be my dad's footsteps, as mentioned in the book. So when that happened, okay, I'd heard it one time, and when I was downstairs in my room, and I heard the footsteps go across the walkway. And then, and I just, I did think that reminded me of Dad, just kind of, just reminded me of him. But I assumed it was you. And so then when it happened another time, and I'd already promised to help her with lunch and stuff like that, I heard the footsteps across the walkway, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like 1:00 in the afternoon. I'm supposed to be up there already. So I pick up the phone. I'm like, I heard your cute little feet walking across the foyer. And she's like,
It wasn't me.
yeah, I didn't walk across the way. So what you read in the book about that moment and how she gets up and walks for me, and she doesn't even have shoes on. And I could tell, I'm like, oh my God, it wasn't you.
That again.
And then you told me that you had heard footsteps.
Yes. I heard his footsteps, and I know your dad's footsteps.
Right.
After all these years.
Right.
And I got up, looked around, nothing there. I went back to bed.
Right.
That was his footsteps.
Right. Yeah. So
But this was in the morning.
Okay.
Like he usually get dressed for church.
Right.
And then, he leaves the bedroom and walks on the hallway.
Right.
That was his footsteps.
Right.
I heard.
My mom and I did a vlog, one of my vlogs back maybe 3 or 4 years ago when I was considering doing a weight loss surgery. And so we're sitting almost in this exact same position, and my dad walks across the foyer thing. If this is on YouTube, in the box below, I will tell you what video and what minute to go to see him do that. But that is what we're talking about. He always walked, right, across. I mean, that's where you got to go. If you got to come from the bedroom, go to the kitchen, but it's a very thoroughfare that gets used.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And then he's got a distinct, very assertive walk, in street shoes across that tile floor. So things were happening. This is the book, My Sweetly Haunted Life. And basically, all these things were happening. And one day, when I took you to get your hair done, we went to that expensive place. Was it Penny's or something? You remember the department store where you went to the salon there, and it was $1 million? It was like $1 million. I think it was Penny's. But anyway, while she was getting her hair done there for $1 million, I was like on my phone, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to list all the things that I have experienced with my dad so far. And that was the beginning of it for me, listing all those things. But then, so once in a while, I would meet with Mom in her mom cave, and I'd be like, yo, this happened. And then when I say blah, blah happened, then all of a sudden she'll go,
Blah, blah.
yes, I've had the same thing. So for instance, I said about the aroma, I think I might have been trying to express that my dad communicates to me to let me know that he is around. And at this one particular situation, I believe that he was letting me know that he was aware of how I was feeling and the situation that was going on between me and my mom, and he was being supportive of me in this moment and making sure I knew I was loved and stuff like that. So I told her about this. I told her, I also don't bicker as much when I know Father is around, and he is around, and he lets me know he's around and stuff. And I told her about smelling his aroma, just in the number of cases that I've smelled his aroma. And so then she goes, yeah.
That's his magnificent obsession.
What?
That was the magnificent obsession.
Okay.
That's his aroma.
Yeah, but so what about your experience with it?
Well, I haven't experienced it recently, but several times it's just a whiff of it, sort of pass you by. Like.
Yeah, so was that only in the closet?
No.
Oh, really?
No.
I'm learning something for the first time here right now, and that's not in the book, because in the book I talked about when she went in the closet and she would, his aroma, he'd be like, boom, I'm here with you right now. So, and she said, sometimes it smells, it's like he just got sprayed, and sometimes it's not that intense, and then so it wasn't every time. But
No.
now you're saying that sometimes outside of the closet.
Yes, outside of the closet.
Where?
Mostly in the bathroom.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, that's about it.
Right, okay. Wow.
That's why I'm not going to get rid of his bottle of Magnificent Obsession.
Oh, you think it's coming from the bottle?
No, because I think that's his favorite.
Oh, it is his favorite. It's absolutely his favorite.
Yeah.
That particular aroma by Calvin Klein. And just did a commercial. That's right. Hire me. Hey. Yeah, so that aroma, yeah. And I'm pretty sure that that is the exact aroma that I have been experiencing when my dad does it to me. So, yeah, so there's that. She just told me something yesterday that happened when this was a good one. So he used to like just kind of like grab your foot or something.
Well, yeah, I kind of pull my feet, like when he's leaving the room.
Yeah.
Or like if he's leaving for church or getting dressed in the morning and I'm still in bed or sleeping, then he just he's pulled his tricks. He's tease you.
But you said you could feel that, you looked, and the door then closed. Like he went out the door and closed the door. The door was closed prior because I had taken her orange juice. I took her orange juice. She knew that I'd taken the orange juice. She went back to sleep. Now she wakes up to her foot being pulled and him going out the door and closing it.
That was weird.
Okay. So now what I want to ask you, Mommy, we did the audio version of the book together, and so that was her opportunity to hear the whole book. We did it over like 3 or 4 nights. It's 5 hours long, so we did like an hour here. Maybe one night we did a half hour, and we just got through it in 3 or 4 nights. And at the end of it, you seemed pretty touched.
Yeah. Especially the part that was mostly concentrated on that.
Yeah.
That really hit my emotions, and that was not easy to get through.
Yeah. Yes. So that would be me talking about the actual things with my father rather than talking about the technologies and techniques of mediumship and different kinds of mediumship and the scientific names and words and whatnot to describe the different kinds of things and ways you can use yourself to communicate across the veil. So that part, not so much, because that was new to you.
Yes.
And so, and I also kind of understood you to say, like, while you enjoyed listening to the book, listening to it, you felt like you needed to read it like hard copy in order to get some of those concepts.
Yeah, but then I also said that the audio would be better.
Because it's easier to hear.
Yeah.
But then you said, if you weren't familiar with these kinds of concepts, that the hard copy would make it easier to understand it?
Yeah.
Yeah, to stop and like study it, So, because there's a lot of terminology, and I do a glossary like throughout the book of different terms and stuff, so that basically the book is like to help you identify what kind of medium you are. And so one of the things that has come out of this is, I've always known that my mom was extremely intuitive. And, sometimes, in the past you've said stuff and I'm like, no. And then, it happened. And then I'm like, oh. And so then I learned not to just blow off what she says anymore. So she'll say something and in my head, I'll halfway blow it off. I'm like, oh, okay, no, don't blow that off. So even if you have a dream or something, that's why I reacted to that not so cool dream that you had. I'm like, okay, we need this, we need that, we need this,
Well,
so.
I had a nice dream too. You didn't tell me.
Yeah, this book does. Yes, the book talks about her juicy dream. And what I love about this is, I kind of do it sort of in chronological order. So at the beginning, you're, kind of reading about how she's saying she's not having a dream. She's upset she hasn't had a dream with that in it yet. I'm telling her, yes, you have. You just have not remembered the dreams. And she does have a little trouble with her sleep. And so if you do have trouble with sleep, then, having that dream time visitation is going to be difficult. You know, you gotta sleep in order for that to happen. So as promised, towards the back of the book, not only is there a meditation to help you get better sleep, but also there's a whole list of tips on things that you can do to get better sleep. But ultimately, also, by the end of this book, she has one of the juiciest TMI visitations with my padre. I was like, Lord have mercy, why? Why did you have to tell me them details? I got a picture in my head, and I got to erase the picture, and I can't. I've been trying to erase it. I cannot. I'm like, okay, I'm not supposed to have seen that.
Don't listen to Julian. It wasn't X-rated.
No, but it was still so romantic and everything.
Approaching R.
I'm like, you did what? Yeah, definitely approaching R. I would say, yeah, right between PG-13 and R.
But it didn't last very long.
It lasted long enough, doggone it. It's still in my head.
But it's long enough for me to remember.
Yeah. And I'm so glad that you had that and that you've been having more. So now what I want to ask you is, you know, prior to Dad passing and prior to, okay, Dad passed, now then this book, prior to the book, let's just say, I mean, has this helped you in any way? Has it helped you in terms of experiencing or the validity of him not being dead?
Oh, yes. Now, you know, based on my age and my upbringing, I usually say to you, oh, they'll turn over in their grave. But I don't, that's just a saying. But I understand that he died.
His body died.
I understand that he died.
Okay.
And then he transitioned. He crossed over into a spirit.
Oh.
That's the way I look at it.
I see.
So he's a spirit.
Oh.
He's like an angel.
Oh. So she sees it differently than I. That's fine.
It's not that much different.
Yeah, well, it's different to me because you're saying that he transitioned into a spirit. But in my perspective and what I write about and what I share about is we are our spirits. We are not physical. And it is the spirit being that takes over this physical body and does the physical body while we grow. And it is our spirit that makes it possible for us to communicate, for us to sense things, for us to have the intuition that we have.
But the way I look at it, you're a human being.
Okay.
When you die, you're no longer a human being, you're a spirit.
So this book helps support that for you?
Well, yeah.
Okay. That's cool. But what I'm really writing about in the book is about how this is all possible. The fact that we are spirit beings. Period. Full stop. Okay? We are spirit beings, eternal spirit beings, having a temporary human experience. That's what's going on. So when he passed away, his body died and he released from it. He was still the spirit that he has always been. The spirit that we have always known, using that handsome body that he was using in this incarnation. He was still that, but now without the body which had died. So he's always been a spirit, in my opinion. You can see it however you want, but I just want folks to know I understand. That's what I'm talking about.
But you know, it sounds almost the same as what you're saying.
Almost. It's just that the transition was from place to place.
I say human being and you say human spirit.
I didn't say human spirit.
I say human being.
I didn't say human. What I said is we are spirit beings.
Okay, spirit
We are
beings.
eternal spirit beings.
Yeah, and I say human beings.
Having a temporary human experience. Just mull that over for a while.
Yeah.
Because it's a big thing. It's bigger than... Yeah. So the human, that's something you do. That's not something you are. You are a spirit being. And then in this dimension, we do the human thing so that we can function here. We need the body. We wear the body. But as some of you know who are into like meditation and maybe have been lucky enough to do some astral projection, you realize that your spirit, that's you, leaves your body here while you, for instance, sleep. Or you can do that consciously. Some people who really got it together and can astral project consciously while they're awake. And they're really in touch with the fact that they are not. And so we, imaging-wise, to grow into, evolve into a place where you grow into understanding that you're not just a human being. The human being is something that you simply do while you're here on earth. But otherwise, you're a spirit being. That is the part that God made you. That's the part that made in his likeness. That's the part, not the physical. We are made in his likeness, and that is the spirit part. Just my humble opinion. That's what I write about in here. And that's how I also explain how it is that we do this reincarnational stuff, and how we also are able to still be alive and do what we do telepathically, clairsentiently, all of that. It has nothing to do with our physical body. Like the things that you've experienced when you've seen Dad, when you've seen him laying next to you, when you felt him roll over, those were not because of your physical body feeling that. That was your spirit body doing that. That was your energy field picking that up. Our energy fields, and I won't go much farther than this, we're going to stop really soon, but our energy fields actually can read and sense the energy of other beings around, because your energy body extends out farther than your physical body. And it is just as alive. As a matter of fact, your physical body depends on your spirit body to exist. Your spirit body does not give a hoot about your physical body. It can exist without your physical body, which is the reason why Dad is still here, even though his body passed out. That's what that is. And the transition, I realize now, is more than just the transitioning from Earth incarnation to life in the afterworld, in the spirit realm. The transition is also for us who are left here. It's for everybody who has to now suddenly communicate with their loved ones differently, and has to, just exist in life differently. That's the transition. The transition is bigger than just somebody dying. So that's the story.
It's complicated.
It is complicated. And so as I was explaining that in audio, you were saying, yeah, that's why I need the hard copy to sit and really read that stuff and see if it can make any sense. But if you really want it to, make some sense for you. But, in a way, I don't care. I don't mind that other people are going to see it differently than I do, even after they read the book and even enjoy the book. I just want the book to bring them comfort. To bring people comfort, and in knowing that they can still communicate with their loved ones, and to know that their loved ones are still trying to communicate with them from the other side. And if you want to be able to hear that, there are things that you can do, in order to actually catch that communication, and know that certain things are happening. You're being influenced by your loved ones via thought and emotion that they may be communicating with you with, and you're picking it up and you're getting it, and you don't realize until you understand how this works that, oh, that's communication from my dad, my mom, my son, my brother, my whomever is your most missed person on the other side, or one of your missed people. Yeah. So thank you, my mom.
You're welcome, dear.
I call her my mom, like that, not like mom, like my mom, like this is my mom Harris.
This is the new one.
Yeah, I would go like, hi, my mom. What's my mom want today? Okay. Anyway, so yeah, I think that's all I have to say for now. And yeah, if you wanna check out the book, it's on Amazon. And My Sweetly Haunted Life: How to Use Your Natural Medium Abilities to Reconnect with Loved Ones on the Other Side. Talk to you later.